All right, good morning. It is Sunday morning, July 8th, and it's about 8:32 a.m. 14 weeks out today, or officially yesterday, but 14 weeks out. So, anyways, been a great week for those who follow along my spreadsheet and also MyFitnesspal. I've been updating more frequently as well on other social media, on Facebook and on Instagram. So appreciate those who have been watching and following and sharing. Hopefully, I'm answering questions that you have about prep, or if you're just curious and want to see what I'm doing as well. I appreciate it. So shout out to Utah Strong here, local company sponsoring a charity event that I have coming up here July 31st. For those who are athletes and want to lift in it, it's a deadlift only meet. It's a mock meet where all proceeds will go to the Prodigal Foundation. So Conquer, for those who don't know, just really quick, it's a charity event that I hold with some other partners to raise awareness and around mental illness and promote mental health. Hence the Conquer Mind and Body. So you can grab these shirts at utahstrong.com. So these are limited edition and great design by Jacob Konaiga, so appreciate it. But that event is on July 28th. If you want to lift in it, it's a pledge per pound event, and so athletes will lift, and friends, family can pledge a certain amount of money, 10 cents, 5 cents, whatever, per pound of their best lift. Athletes deadline is this coming Saturday, July 14th. So love to have you out, love to have you lift, love to have you contribute or help spot load. We need volunteers as well. So anyways, I'm already too far along in the video. So really quick update. So weighed in this morning at 213.8. Yesterday was at my low so far, which was 212.6. But if you saw my MyFitnesspal, had a bunch of pizza last night at the end of the night, and so kind of put me up a little bit. But week over week, still seeing the progress that I'm needing to see. So let's take a look at my spreadsheet, and then we'll go through the rest of the week's update. All right, so here we are last Sunday. When I did the video, actually, I was 215.4, but I weighed in myself again after, and it was 242.8, so that's what I put in there as the update. But what I focused on my last video was the fact that my weight fluctuates throughout the week, but I want to see improvements week over week. So despite not seeing the day-to-day improvement that I was hoping to see last week, I did see the reduction in the average weight week over week. So same thing for this week. I wanted to see a reduction in the average weight for the week. And as you can see, there's about a 1.5 pound difference, which is my goal, a 1.5 pound or more reduction every week. So again, my spreadsheet, the link for this spreadsheet to see it is in the caption of the videos. But I track everything from my weight and calories burned, and workout time, and I manage those averages, and that's how I dictate the adjustments that I'm going to make or that I need to make. One thing that I did want to point out, actually two things are related, is that if you can see my average calories here, let's do this. So back 19 weeks out, average calories burned, workout time, that number I've kept an eye on, and I've tried to slowly increase that number without drastically increasing the amount of time that I'm taking. So I'm really pushing, and I bring that up because that right now that dictates a lot of what my workouts are, is primarily by the amount of calories I've burned and how much time I have. And those who've watched my other videos, that I'm doing a lot of cardio, much more than I have in the past. The other thing I want to point out about that is, if you notice on the right hand side, my average calorie intake and my macro goals, for me, that has continued to climb. So right now my average, although my goal right now is 2750 this week, so if you notice that actually increased from my previous videos, my average has been about 2872, and I'll talk about that in a second and why the average is high. See 2800 from the week before. My targets are 330 carbs, 200 protein, 70 fat, which is, for me, it's been phenomenal. I mean, I could eat more if I was given the choice to, but right there has been a steady balance for me. And then as you can, so yesterday you can see it was my low, 212.6. Today at 213.8. So I wasn't gonna jump. I've got my MyFitnessPal up, and really I use MyFitnessPal to track my calories, like the the food that I'm eating. So if you have questions about what am I eating, I don't eat anything specific. I don't restrict anything either. I manage my calories and my macronutrients within those calories. So connect with me on MyFitnessPal. I think it's a great tool, and I use it every single day. But you can see everything that I've eaten every day. So this last week, for example, was the 4th of July. So you saw my goal this week. My daily calorie goal is about 2750, but my average was around 2830. So if you were to look at my intake for the week, I was pretty close. So Monday 2670, Tuesday 2705, Thursday 2680, Friday 2630. But if you look at Wednesday, July 4th, my intake was about 3310. So I went over about 600 calories that day, and that was the 4th of July. So obviously there's a lot of food, a lot of barbecue, and I did what I could. Like I planned on as much as I could that day, but I also wanted to enjoy the time with my family. So if you want to see everything that I ate that day, check my MyFitnessPal, and you can see that as well. I've been posting a few pictures here and there of things that I do with food on my Instagram story as well, if you're interested. But you can see the detail in what I'm eating every single day. So connect with me, look at it. You can see it. I put everything in there. If I go over, I try to be honest with myself and try to be honest with whoever's looking at it. I put it all in there as well. And for me, that's been critical, being honest with what I'm tracking every single thing, which is really annoying sometimes. For me, it's not, because I can fly through it. I know I'm really familiar with a lot of the things that I eat, and so it's pretty easy. But again, that's helped me to really find the balance of what my intake is and where my cardio should be. And for as much as I'm able to eat right now, like I'm perfectly fine doing the cardio and the workouts that I'm doing, and which I'll break out to a little bit more. I'll break down a little bit more. So yeah, so 4th of July barbecue. My family, we went out to the Spanish Fork Reservoir and went swimming. So we basically just packed up a picnic for the entire day, and we planned to come back and barbecue that night. But knowing that I wanted to eat more, so I got my normal workout in, my 2 some odd hours in the morning, early, got my cardio, my weights in. But also while I was there, I wanted to make sure that I, put a little bit of extra time in. And no, I didn't want to go jogging around the reservoir, but I did swim. Like I was consciously trying to, make an effort while having fun with my kids, enjoying the sun. I was swimming. And for those who know me, I am a terrible swimmer. I am terrified of drowning. And so my goal within a year from now is to tackle that fear and swim. So during the 4th of July, I spent a lot of time in the water with my kids. I was, if I could, I swam, in the shallow part, back and forth. My little brother and his wife, they just jumped in the water, which this stuff, it gives me freaking panic attacks, but they just jumped in the water and swam all the way across the damn reservoir. So I'm watching them as like my anxiety is going nuts, but they made it across. And I see all these people who are just swimming across like no big deal. And so that really is one of my big goals, is to do that. So anyways, that kind of helped me. So I actually swam quite a bit that day, and helped out because it helped to balance the intake, or the spike in my calories for the week, and still made the 1.5 pound progress week over week. I was hoping to see. So then let's see. MyFitnessPal, you can also check the MyFitnessPal for the 4th of July. Actually, all week, because we had a birthday party Saturday night. Not a birthday party, but birthday party Friday night for my brother-in-law. So there you can see I had ice cream, cookies, brownies to end the night. And, you know, some of that was guesstimating. Some of that, the ice cream there, I just scanned the bar. The other stuff, some of that is guesstimating. So, for example, there were some cookies there. She said, and my sister-in-law had said that they were Costco cookies, right? The big cookies. So there was nothing for me to scan, so I just looked those up, which I've eaten a lot of Costco cookies. So that was in MyFitnessPal. There was also some brownies and these other kinds of cookies. So a lot of times what I'll do, just to at least give myself some type of guideline, is if I don't know exactly what it is that I'm consuming, or I mean, what's in it, or what brand, or what the calorie and the nutrient facts are, I'll do my best to find something comparable in MyFitnessPal, and I'll scan that. And then if I have to, I eyeball the serving size. If I'm at home, you can ask my wife. I measure everything. I weigh every single thing. But if I'm away, I try to eyeball and do the best that I can. If I do search something on MyFitnessPal and there's a million different unverified sources, what I will do is I'll Google something, anything. What's something random? I don't know, Betty Crocker or something. I'm thinking like Kumala, because I've actually done that where I've searched like sweet potatoes and stuff before. But let's say, like we had brownies. I didn't know what the brownies were, what brand they were, or what was the number or whatever. So I wanted something that was somewhat accurate. So I MyFitnessPal some brownies. There's a million different brownies. So I Googled brownie nutrition facts where it shows labels from boxes. And so I picked one that I just guessed would be somewhat accurate, and I found an entry inside of MyFitnessPal that matched it, and that's how I tracked. So check MyFitnessPal, TFLEKS, TFLEKS, to see that in detail. But any big day, big eating day, I do my best to track everything, and if I have to, I'm eyeballing and guesstimating, which is better than just saying F it and going balls out and kind of losing track of everything. So, all right, so that was 4th of July. 4th of July was awesome. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July as well. So, quick food feature for this week. So every day, again, on MyFitnessPal, there's a lot of things that I have on there that are pretty consistent, so pretty normal. So every day for lunch, pretty much, I have one of these wraps. I like the spinach and herb one. I honestly really can't taste a whole big difference between this and the normal flavor. But one of these, so look at the nutrient facts on MyFitnessPal, But these are awesome, 50 calories, a buttload of fiber. But every day for lunch, I'll have one of those. I will have one of these, one slice of these, or one triangle of these, Laughing Cow cheese. You get these at Costco. But you can get different flavors though at like Walmart and Smith's or Harmon's or whatever. So I'll take one of the wraps, butter that up with one of these. Then I always have chicken cooked. I have chicken diced up and cooked. And I just use seasoning salt. I know people they use these special seasonings. I don't know if they're healthy or whatever. I don't know. I just use salt or seasoning salt or whatever the hell's in there in my cupboard. So I just use seasoning salt. And then, and I've been doing one wrap, cheese, 7 ounces of chopped up chicken. I go 7 ounces of chicken. And then I put about 3 servings of paste picante sauce. Who remembers those old commercials? The paste picante sauce commercials. Anyways, I love this stuff right here. So that's my food feature for this week. So it's a quick go-to. I always have chicken ready in my fridge. I eat it cold. I don't care. But if I'm at work, whatever, I have time to warm it up. Or here at home, I'll take my 7 ounces, warm it up, butter that on there, slap it as a wrap, and that's like my big piece of my lunch. And then I'll have a big old bowl of fruit or something with it, because again, I don't eat vegetables. Except when my wife is sweating me in front of my kids, because she makes my kids eat their vegetables. So, yeah. All right. Cardio. So my cardio still right now, as you can see, as I mentioned in my spreadsheet, My average calorie burn this week was 1,586 calories. And my average workout time this week was 2 hours and 8 minutes, which is higher. Like, I've been trying to stay at 2 hours, but with the 4th of July, I put some extra time in. With yesterday, I put some extra time in, and so that bumped the average up a little bit. But I'm still, within that time, I'm still doing my 70 minutes of cardio. So 30 elliptical, 30 bike, 10 minutes on the heavy bag. And I track all that. The way that I track it is, if you, I've posted pictures of this on my Instagram plenty of times, as you got a watch and a chest strap. And I feel like these are much more accurate than like your Fitbit or your iWatch or what, iPhone watch, whatever, or Apple Watch. So this thing goes around, you wear it around your chest, and it reads along the way. This is how I track my calorie burn. So I've gotten questions about that as well. So this one I got from Walmart, but you can find, good deals on Amazon for, similar things than this, like this. Okay. So, but I wanted to break down what my cardio actually is, and because I do want to be able to break down my workouts a little bit more, especially as I start to get in better and better condition. I want to start focusing on specific body parts and really trying to fine tune, specific muscles and isolate things. But for this week, I wanted to break down my cardio and explain how I do it. So first, I do fasted cardio by default because I train at 5 in the morning. So first thing I wake up, if I'm hungry, I will eat something. Typically like a banana or something, because I don't want like something super heavy. But if I'm hungry, I'll eat. I myself don't practice or do fasted cardio. I do cardio in the morning when I first wake up, which happens to be before I eat anything most times, and so I guess fasted cardio. But the science on fasted cardio is not super clear. So I don't know that there's real benefits in doing fasted cardio or eating and giving yourself an hour to 2 hours to digest and then doing your cardio training. But so I get asked about fasted cardio. No, like I don't necessarily do fasted cardio myself. Again, by default, that's what it is. But mornings that I'm hungry, I will eat. I'll eat something. So I wanted to break down how I'm approaching my cardio, just to give someone an idea. And again, I use the elliptical, the bike, the heavy bag, but it's all dictated by this right here. So it could be anything. You could go outside and do sprints, or you could go and hiking or whatever it is. Or I could go, as long as I was meeting the calorie goals that I'm aiming for. It's really what dictates what I do. So my routine though is I come in, I jump on the elliptical for 30 minutes, and I will go every 5 minutes. I adjust the resistance. So first 5 minutes I start at 15. At second 5 minutes I will go to 16 resistance, the level 16. Third 5 minutes I go to 17. Fourth 5 minutes, so going up to 15 to 20 minutes, I go to level 18, and I'm trying to keep the, I think it's miles per hour, like at between 4, above 4. I'm trying to keep the miles per hour above 4. So between 15 minutes to 18 minutes to 20 minutes, I'm at level 18, and then I will taper back down. Every 5 minutes, I'll taper back down one level. So from 20 to 25, I come back to 17, 25 to 30. I come back to 16, all the while trying to keep my pace at 4 miles an hour. And I try to get, in that 30 minutes, I try to get 300 calories burned on the elliptical. And so I know, like, if I see that I'm coming up on it and I'm behind pace, then I'm trying to push to make that up before I get to the bike. Sometimes I have to make it up on the bike. Sometimes I'm way ahead by those 30 minutes, but that helps me stay on track on the elliptical. So that's my routine on the elliptical. 30 minutes on the bike. So I jump on the bike, kind of the same idea where I adjust resistance every 5 minutes. So I jump on at level 13 and I'll cruise for 5 minutes. Now, I've kind of, one tip that I would give is whatever your routine is, there's got to be progressive overload, right? So you've got to progressively get stronger over time. And so I started out with 5 minutes I'm going to do 5-minute increments of time and increase resistance. So I started off just tracking, okay, well, I want to get this many of calories burned. So again, 300. I was trying to get 300 calories burned in those 30 minutes. And, really try to pace myself to get there. So, and I'm pushing myself. So first 5 minutes, 15. Second 5 minutes, first 5 minutes, level 13. Second 5 minutes, level 14. Third 5 minutes, level 15. And I'll cruise at 15. And then I will taper back down every 5 minutes by 1. And again, my goal is trying to push myself to burn 300 calories in those 15 minutes, in those 30 minutes. Well, as of late, I've been pretty locked in on achieving that goal, right? So I started noticing that I was getting around 7-ish miles in those 30 minutes. And so wanted to set myself a new marker. And again, I want to progressively get stronger. And so my target for this last week has been 8 miles in those 30 minutes, which breaks down to about a 3:45 mile, 3-minute 45-second mile. So in those 5 minutes, I've got to be in those first 3 minute 45 seconds. I've got to get to a mile. And so that's helped me to keep on pace to hit my 8 miles by 30 minutes, which I've been able to increase faster and faster to where I'm just about 30 to 45 seconds ahead. So I'm about at 29:15. I'm able to break that 8 mile mark. So that helps me because one, I'm continuing to push. I'm still hitting my goals within the same amount of time, and just helps me to set a new marker for the next time. Because again, I want to continue to increase my strength, my output, my intake, all that stuff. I want to be able to check and really use numbers and be calculated in how I make my adjustments. So that's my typical cardio every single day. And then I get on the heavy bag and I throw on the heavy bag for a 10-minute interval session where I go 30-second sprint, and then I go a 20-second rest, 30-second sprint, 20-minute rest, 12 rounds. And it's about 9.5 minutes. But by the time I'm done with that, I'm about at 800 calories burned. And so the remainder of that, which is I'm trying to get to 1,500 in those 2 hours. The remainder of that I get through weights. This last week, though, I've been kicking it in the ass, and I've been getting a few days there at 1,600 in just over 2 hours. So again, that's my marker. I want progressive overload. I want to get stronger. And so that's how I'm measuring that, yes, I am making progress. Yes, I am getting stronger. There is no going through the motions. There is no, just show up and go through the motions of it. No, like I need to dig, and I want to feel that pain along the way that tells me that I'm making progress. So, all right, so this video is gonna be super long, but that's my cardio breakdown. So hopefully that helps for you, to give you some ideas of whatever it is that you do. If you want to do the same routine, or if you do a different routine, how you can measure and track and ensure that you are making progress along the way. Music, movies, and shows this week that have kind of stayed with me and helped me through this week. One, look, I love my dude, The Rock, but his acting is terrible. Anyways, this week I watched Baywatch, like in pieces, as I do in cardio. And there are funny parts, but the movie sucks. There's like forced like adult language in it. And so it kind of kills the vibe. Anyways, that was my opinion. The movie wasn't very good. So, music this week. That's, my wife was waiting for me to finish. Music this week that's kind of kept me going during my cardio and training this week has been True Untrue by The Servants. That one, I like that vibe. Why I Love You by Major, the remix featuring Shaggy. That one I love too. Precious Love, Nadrua featuring Fiji. Ric Flair Drip, Offset and Metro Boomin. That one, I like that one a lot. And then off of Drake's last album release as well, Mob Ties from the album Scorpion, Mob Ties. I like that one. All right, let me try to get this moving real quick. Now, but just to tell you all who are all prepping for this meet. So I'm really excited about these guys. In fact, we've got a group chat that we got going, and for everyone that's prepping, we're at 14 weeks out, and just seeing these guys work really, like, I'm coming after these guys. These guys are coming to kill, and I'm coming to kill too. And so it's really motivating me to stay on my game this time. So let me just read down the list. So there's Asi Tuakoi, BJ McKenzie, Chris Tausanga, Elone Fonua, Gene Fakato Mafi, JR Norman, Guli Mawaifo'o, Lee Paleafe, Matt Tanuvasa, Nafe Hosea, Nick Tuakoi, Perry Correa, Ray Mataele, Stony Fonua, Walter Kilifi, Zach Nawaka, and Tyler Phillips. So those are the names right there. Keep an eye out. So now that I put it out there, I'm going to start posting a lot more about those guys. But these guys are all grinding and pressing for this contest as well. And so, what? Yeah, and if anybody else, I've gotten messages from a few people. If anybody else wants to get involved and wants to get down, like that's what this was all about. Was trying to inspire people to action and to do something, and so let me know. Contact one of those names that I mentioned. Final word. So this one's just, this has been a great group to be a part of, and I've come in contact with many people who have been motivating and inspiring for me, and which has been awesome. I've got my family who supports me endlessly. But I wanted to leave with a quick quote from David Goggins' interview with Joe Rogan. No, this one doesn't say the F word. If you haven't listened to that interview, you need to go listen to it. David Goggins' interview with Joe Rogan is phenomenal. But in the interview, he's talking about, because right now there's like all this need for like accountability partners and like, you need your partner to help you stay on track. And he says in his interview, he's like, we rely on people too much. And that really stuck with me because unless I'm accountable for myself, and I'm going to really take ownership for what I'm doing, the support of these guys and the support of my family is not going to make a big difference. And so I see that a lot in other people, which is something that I hate to see in myself, and I do see in myself, many times. So accountability partners are great if you are genuinely accountable for yourself. You can't control anyone else's dependability. You can only control what you do. And so take control, do things that are hard, force yourself to to become stronger mentally, and to find your way through it. Hence swimming. I'm gonna learn how to swim. I'm gonna make it through that. So that's the update right now. 14 weeks out. Still a long way to go, and I'm really excited about the progress. You can see a progress picture I've put up recently on my Instagram and on the TFLEKS Facebook. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.